What's up guys, Toasty here, Get Burnt. Today I'm going to be doing my spoiler review of Dragon Ball Z Resurrection F. Now, as it says in the title and the description, and as I just said, this will contain major spoilers to the movie's main plot. So I recommend that you do not watch this if you haven't seen the movie yet in theaters or online or whatever. If you haven't seen the movie yet, I really recommend you do not watch this. And before you ask how heavy the spoilers are going to go through everything throughout the movie, really. Almost every major point of the movie that I'm going to be talking about. So I'm going to also be talking about the ending very heavily. So if you haven't seen the movie, I really recommend that you click off right now. But thank you guys for stopping by. If you guys did enjoy, make sure to leave a like or go to my spoiler-free review, which I will link as well in the description. And yeah, let's get started with this spoiler review. So the movie itself just starts off kind of with just Sorban, Tagoma, and the rest of Frieza's crew trying to, revive him with the Dragon Balls before the first scene happens. And it's pretty cool how they actually decided to play the Frieza song by Maximum the Hormone whilst Frieza was actually, I guess, getting put back together through the rejuvenation machine. And, that's really awesome and everything like that. His scene with him training and all that stuff was kind of weird because he really didn't decide to say anything more about it than just like, I will train for 4 months and then I'll come back and defeat Goku or whatever, or take my revenge, as he said. So I don't know, it's kind of weird that they didn't really decide to show anything of Frieza's training in the movie itself. Hopefully they will maybe do this in Super, because it is possible, since they are redoing Dragon Ball Z Resurrection F in Dragon Ball Super, so it's very possible that they may end up actually showing off extra things from the movie that they may not have been able to put in. Because I know a lot of you probably thought that the movie was too short. It cut out too many things, like, the training with maybe Goku and Vegeta and Whis, or maybe the training with Frieza. A lot of you felt like that should have been in the movie, but not all movies are able to be over 2 hours long. Some movies can only be an hour and a half or hour and 45 minutes, so we kind of have to take the L with that one, but hopefully Super will go into greater detail with that. Maybe we'll get to see some of Frieza's training, see what he did to actually train, and obviously how he attained his golden form. Anyways, after that, we kind of get to see everything that people are doing, or at least Gohan and Videl and Piccolo, which Piccolo is babysitting, which I thought was hilarious. Krillin is a police officer, and I actually really like the fact that they actually had "We Are" from One Piece as Krillin's ringtone. I think that is actually a nice little reference to One Piece, so that's really awesome. I'm glad that they actually put that in, because it was really cool for some people who actually knew what One Piece were in the theater. A lot of them were humming to it. I could kind of hear it when I was in the theater. A lot of people were actually humming the theme as it was coming from Krillin's cell phone, so that's really awesome. Just him as a police officer, a lot of people made a big deal about it when it actually was revealed in the scan that Krillin was a police officer. They're like, they ruined his character, which, I never thought made any sense, because Krillin himself, he'd be the same Krillin, although he would be a police officer, since that is his job. So, I had no problem with it, and yeah, that's really it for that part of the movie. And then we have the point where Bulma gets told by Jocko that Frieza has been resurrected, and this whole little scene was actually pretty funny. Jocko in this movie actually was really much funnier than I thought he would be. I mean, he had a lot of weird humor, which was just like him being weird, so it was just hilarious. Kind of like, and I'm gonna jump a little bit to around the middle of the movie when they were fighting the Frieza soldiers, when he was shooting their feet, he dove down and shoot at their feet, and then he did his pose and they all fell down. That sort of thing is it's just funny. That's really just it, and I found that hilarious in the theater. I thought that was just a great thing, as well as like most of Jocko's moments. Anyways, after that scene, obviously Bulma tries to tell everybody about it. Then it kind of goes to Whis and Goku, Whis, Goku, and Vegeta fighting on the planet where Beerus is. And, this is just, it's cool because, you get to see more interactions with Beerus and Whis, because, these are new characters, but still new characters at least, because, they were introduced in Battle of Gods, and now we get to see them more here. And, Whis here getting to actually talk more and everything like that, he is pretty cool. I mean, I have no real problem with Whis. A lot of people have some problems with Whis. I don't really have anything wrong with him. He's just a normal character, and yeah, that's really it. Beerus kind of stands out more than Whis, or at least in terms of personality. Whis is kind of a little bit more plain than Beerus is. Beerus just has a kind of different personality than Whis does, and yeah, that's really it. Most of this was just, normal talks with Beerus and Whis and all that stuff. Whis tells Goku and Vegeta their weaknesses, and, I think that's actually pretty cool that the movie is kind of trying to focus on Goku and Vegeta's weaknesses. It's something that, we really haven't had a lot of in Dragon Ball Z, or at least we haven't been able to see a lot of that. I mean, we did get to see Frieza's weakness, obviously, back in the Frieza saga. There weren't a lot more weaknesses that were actually told to the person who was doing things like that. I mean, I guess you can count Super Saiyan 3 Goku's like a huge absorption of power in Super Saiyan 3 as a weakness, but I'm really glad that they actually did highlight Goku and Vegeta's weaknesses in this movie, and tell them, yeah, obviously if you guys work together, you guys could even stand up to Beerus. Obviously you could have defeated Frieza with no problem. Yeah, that sort of stuff was pretty cool. I don't know about all of you guys, but that's just what I personally think. But then after that, they obviously get the news about Frieza on Earth. Everybody's fighting the Frieza soldiers on Earth. Gohan, Tien, Piccolo, Krillin, they're all fighting against the Frieza soldiers on Earth, and obviously Master Roshi. I can't forget about him. Master Roshi in this movie was actually really awesome. I'm really glad that he got to have some screen time fighting on screen against Frieza soldiers. It was nice to actually see Master Roshi do something for once. It's actually like one of the first times in a long time we've been able to see Master Roshi do anything for himself like that, and I really did enjoy it. I'm hoping that they actually invoke Master Roshi and a few more things along the line of Dragon Ball Super and all that stuff, because I would really like to see Roshi do more. Roshi himself, even though he is a great place for humor, I really think that Roshi is awesome, and I think he could do some other things. That would be really nice. I mean, Roshi is just a character that we've had as comic relief for a very long time, so it's kind of just nice to see him do something. A lot of people didn't like Gohan in this movie because obviously he had a different kind of role. He hadn't trained in a very long time. He now can't even really use Mystic, or at least it seems like he can't, because now he only uses Super Saiyan. And I know a lot of you like to argue about what's Mystic and what's Super Saiyan compared to each other, but he doesn't seem to have the Mystic power anymore. At least he doesn't seem to have that much power anymore, and now he just goes Super Saiyan. So that's something that's kind of weird. I mean, he was able to take out the big red dude. I forgot his name because he kind of was really unimportant, to be honest. He was just there kind of when every Frieza soldier was getting defeated, so he was there to stand up to Piccolo and all that stuff, and that was really all of his role. He barely talked in the movie, but it was still pretty cool to see Gohan do something at least. But Gohan getting literally almost killed by Frieza in one punch in his first form, obviously after the training, is just crazy. And then Gohan almost died, but it's a good thing that they were actually able to start his heart back up so that he can get a senzu bean, because if Gohan died, that would have been actually a really big slap in the face to all Gohan fans. So there we go. I mean, Gohan himself, a lot of people don't like him in this movie. He is a little bit on the weak side, especially when he got punched by Frieza and almost died. A lot of people probably didn't really expect that. A lot of people probably just expected Gohan to fight against Frieza and not win, obviously, because Gohan, they already had said multiple times in the movie before that Frieza on this point was at a completely different level than they were, and none of them could stand up to Frieza. But I don't think anyone was really expecting for Gohan to actually get punched once and get knocked out. And this image is actually floating around the web as well. It's just like a funny image of Fusion Reborn, back when Gohan actually punched Frieza in the stomach and killed him in one punch, and here where Frieza actually punches Gohan and technically kills him in one punch because he did stop his heart. So that's actually pretty funny how that's kind of a role reversal thing. But yeah, that's actually something that was interesting. I know a lot of people really did not like Gohan getting hit, but whatever. I mean, Gohan himself, he's going into his own character. Obviously Gohan himself, he's had a different kind of character than Goku and Vegeta and all the other Saiyans have. He's not really a fighter like that. He did fight during the Cell Saga, but his personality is different now. So I personally accept it. I know that he was kind of goofy in this movie, but that's whatever. I have no real problem with Gohan. Anyways, on to the main attraction, the Frieza and Goku and Vegeta fight. So pretty much Goku obviously fights against Frieza first, with Goku not even in his Super Saiyan form and Frieza in his final form. And this fight was actually kind of short, but it was actually, still nice, because it was good that they didn't just have the transformations off of the bat. I was before assuming that, because they did have a few points in the trailers where Goku and Frieza were fighting in their base and final form. So I mean, it's good that we got to actually see them fight in their base and final form, but that's actually nice that they actually went into their forms kind of quickly. And the fight between them in that form was so back and forth. It seemed like Frieza was winning at one point and then Goku was winning. A lot of people think it was just completely Goku stopping Frieza. It didn't look like that to me, because Goku actually did get knocked back a lot of times. But I have no idea. I think personally that Frieza was actually doing some stuff against Goku, even in his Super Saiyan form. I think that was kind of crazy. Some people in the audience actually they didn't know about Super Saiyan when it actually was shown on screen. They were like, what is that? And I don't blame them, because Super Saiyan is kind of something that would have any Dragon Ball Z fan at first like, what? Even when I first saw it, I was like, what, really, what? Because it was just blue hair, and blue hair is something that we really haven't had a lot. I mean, you could say Broly, but Broly was just, Broly is a not canon character. I was about to say he's a canon character. He's a non-canon character from a movie, and I don't know. That's actually not supposed to be his actual hair color anyway. That was just the crown that his father gave to him to control him. That was just why his hair was blue, and that's why in the second movie, Broly's hair was yellow when he was a Super Saiyan. So, I don't know. Personally, I think that the Super Saiyan God Super Saiyan form is cool, and that's mainly just because of the aura. The aura of the Super Saiyan God Super Saiyan form is just really awesome. For Frieza's form, a lot of you tried to tell me that back when I said I didn't like the form, that I would like it when the movie came out. Now, I still don't like it, but the movie itself was good, so it had no problem with me. I know a lot of you really did not like the fact that I didn't like Frieza's form back when it was actually revealed, but that's just how the cookie crumbles. I don't know how to tell tell you guys this, but I don't like the form. I don't like the way that the colors look or anything like that. The aura doesn't even like make me like the form. So, you know, that's just how it is. I don't know. For those of you who love the form, I'm not saying in disrespect to you, I just personally don't like it. Anyways, on to the next thing. Personally, I think that the fight itself was really well done, although the small CGI parts, which I did mention in my last video as well, the CGI was kind of annoying for this fight especially, because there was a lot of it when Goku and Frieza were floating in the air fighting. It kind of showed some CGI, and they tried to mix it with drawn and CGI as well, trying to make you not notice it completely, which, you know, I guess kind of worked, but, you know, for me, when I saw Goku's skin, it kind of, like, it hurt a little bit, but, you know, then obviously it was quick, so it went away. Anyway, skip to the end of the fight where Sorbet shoots Goku through the heart with his ring, and Goku gets his weakness highlighted by Frieza, that he gets too overconfident and just thinks that he's won, and then he obviously falls, and then Vegeta comes in, and it is really cool that this little thing with Vegeta and Frieza happened. Frieza was saying that he would make Vegeta the commander of his forces if he did swear allegiance to him and kill Goku, and Vegeta was like, I can leave him alive only because he is the only reason that I want to get stronger, which, you know, I think is I think it's awesome. I personally think that that was pretty awesome. And then obviously Vegeta's transformation into a Super Saiyan God Super Saiyan was also really cool. Everybody was cheering, or at least a few people were cheering who were Vegeta fans in the actual audience. And, you know, Vegeta himself completely annihilating Frieza, I thought that that was cool, although I really wish that it was longer. It was like, what, a minute and a half or 2 minutes of Vegeta doing that, and it wasn't even that maybe. I really do wish that that scene was longer and maybe was a little bit something to savor. But now let's talk about the big thing, the ending. So the ending is something that a lot of people have problems with. So for those of you who either don't care about spoilers and who just wanted to see this review for that, personally, this is what happens. So Frieza goes back to his normal final form, and he's on the ground. He can't do anything else. Vegeta has a blast in his face saying, don't ever resurrect again, and he's about to blast Frieza into oblivion. So then after that, Frieza instead destroys the world by plunging his fist into the ground, and I assume that he just shoots a blast that hits the Earth's core, which causes it to explode. And then luckily everybody who was standing next to Beerus and Whis, which happened to be Goku, Krillin, Gohan, Bulma, everybody besides Vegeta actually lived. Obviously Trunks and Goten and Majin Buu, who weren't in the movie, obviously died as well, which I will talk about that after the ending. But when they're on the little when they're in that circular thing after the Earth's been destroyed, Whis offers to actually take them back 3 minutes in time so that Goku could correct what had just happened. Now, a lot of people don't like the ending because Vegeta really didn't get his spotlight, but I personally think that since they were able to actually call it forth in the beginning of the movie when Whis and Goku and Vegeta were training, Whis actually told them about his time ability. I don't see it as too much of an asshole now. I mean, before I really thought that it was something that was just out of the blue and that really wasn't good, but you know, here, I mean, since they actually called it out in the beginning of the movie, I think that it's a little bit better than before. Obviously, the ending itself is kind of weak compared to the rest of the movie because it was kind of short notice, but personally, I think the ending wasn't too awful. A lot of people are kind of over-exaggerating, saying the ending was absolute trash and all that stuff. I mean, you know, that's just how people think. I mean, this is just a purely opinionated thing. Personally, the ending itself, even though Goku did kill Frieza with a one Kamehameha instead of Frieza actually blowing up the Earth, I still think that, you know, the ending was all okay. I have no real huge issues with the ending, but I know there are a lot of you that feel differently, so tell me in the comments down below if you do feel differently. Now on to the Goten, Trunks, and Majin Buu thing. So for those of you who don't know, Fat Buu, Goten, Trunks, Chiaotzu, and Yamcha are all left out of the movie. Tien said that he didn't tell Chiaotzu or Yamcha because this fight would be too much for them, which makes a lot of sense because Yamcha himself at this point has stopped training, so he's not going to be strong at all. He's just going to be, you know, a nuisance at that point. And then Chiaotzu, we already know the story with that as well. So the problem here with a lot of people was Goten and Trunks being left out as well as Fat Buu, because Fat Buu would be very strong compared to a lot of the fighters there, especially like Tien and Piccolo. Fat Buu would have been a really nice asset in this fight, and I don't really know why they didn't actually include him. I don't know if it would have been because Frieza was told to never go near Majin Buu or Beerus, or challenge him at least, and I don't really know why they didn't include him. I really don't, and I think that Goten and Trunks not being included is just, you know, it's something that's kind of weird. I mean, Gohan said that those two feuds would probably just challenge Frieza outright, which is true, but I mean, really, do we have to completely leave them out of the movie entirely? me, I really don't think that that should have been the case. I think that they should have been involved in the movie in some way. But yes, that's really it for this review. And entirely, I said in my spoiler-free review as well, I did enjoy the movie. I think that it was a solid movie overall. Some parts were weak as well as the ending, but the movie as a whole, I personally think was actually good, and I really don't hate it in any real way. I don't hate it. I don't have any real way of hating it. That's just me personally. Tell me what you guys think in the comments down below though. Do you guys not like the movie? Do you guys hate it? I really like to see what you guys think about Resurrection F in the comments down below. This has been your spoiler review. This was a long review because, you know, I had to talk about quite a bit in the movie, but hope you guys enjoyed it. If you guys did enjoy it, make sure to leave a like down below, as well as subscribe and follow my Twitter, Facebook, all that stuff down in the description below. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you guys later. Have a great day. Later.